On February 24th, 2013, this is social lesson number 6, Raising Partners Major to Game Continued. Green Bridge friends, Michael here, BridgeHands, and welcome you to another session. We're going to take a look at some more hands, another 4, on Raising Partners Major. Now, as we spoke about in previous lessons, we talked about the perils when we do have a fit with partner in the heart suit, and instead we bid the spade suit first. This is when the opponents have bad distribution against us in the minors. But how about when they have bad distribution against us in the actual trump suit? That's going to be our lesson today. First, let's do just a quick review and take a look at some of the things we spoke about on major suit games. First off, we talked about the fact that we needed to have 25 points or more to make a game, to make our 10 tricks. We need to have 2 medium hands. Now, mind you, we don't want to bid with 10-point opener, but if we have about 3 points more, about a king more, 13 points plus or minus 1, that's enough to open. If we go up in an increment of 3, 16 points, 15 to 17, we have a medium hand. We're interested in making another bid. If we have 3 more points, about 19 points or so, and our partner's responded, well, then we think we have enough points for game, because our partner, on the other hand, with about 6 to 9, or maybe a bad 10 points, they'll make the lowest response bid, supporting our major suit. 1 heart, 2 hearts, 1 spade, 2 spades. When they have about a king more, when they have about 11 points, then they're going to make an invitational jump bid. 1 heart, 3 hearts, 1 spade, 3 spades. And with a maximum hand, well, when we have 25 points or more, we know we have enough for game. Next, we need to have a fit. We can have a 5-3 fit. We, as the opener, open with a 5-card or longer major suit. Our partner has 3 or more, the golden fit with 8 or more. And when we have a 9-card fit, good, that's worth an extra trick. Okay, then we talked a little bit about losing trick count on previous hands. We won't go into that so much in this hand. In this hand, we have pretty much, we're going to take a look at some other factors, but we will touch on it briefly during the play of the hands. But the idea is when we have a more shapely hand, then we're likely to get more tricks. That is, as opener, we can promote a side suit better with a 5-5-2-1 shape, or a 5-4-3-1 shape, or a 5-4-2-2 shape, than a 5-3-3-2, which is a flatter hand where we have a 5-card major and everything else is fairly even. The losing trick count then helps us to get those extra tricks by using a better hand evaluation method than our high card points. Okay, also we're going to take a look at some of these bad shapes we spoke about today. Now, normally when we have an 8-card fit, the opponents are 3-2 against us. That happens 2 out of 3 times, 68% of the time. Although they could be 4-1 against us, 1 and 4, or 28%. And how about when we have a glorious 9-card fit? Well, they're only 2-2 40% of the time, which means they're 3-1 50% of the time. And they could be 4-0, more on that today, 10% of the time. So we're going to be on the lookout on that, and we're going to want to think about some safety plays. We're going to want to think about situations where when we have these bad distributions against us, some things we can do to take extra tricks. Okay, without further ado, let's head for the table. Okay, before we take a look at our first hand, let's do just a recap of one of our first hands we had from our previous session. And that was where we had bad shape against us. Bad shape in their suits, then we'll take a look at bad shape in our trump suit. Okay, so we had opened 1 heart in the south hand with a 6-4-2-1 shape. Pass over in north, our partner has a 5-4-4 shape, but rather than support our heart suit, they even have 4, we have a 9-card fit. They thought, well, maybe they look for a double fit by bidding 1 spade, and that allowed east to easily get in. They could maybe bid 3 clubs or 4 clubs. We in south have a nice hand. We go ahead and support our partner's spade suit, thinking there's 4-4. We bid 4 spades, but then over in west, as the story goes, outside ace of hearts, 4 clubs, goes to 5 clubs, especially if it was favorable vulnerability. North now says, well, geez, I guess I should have bid hearts first. Why didn't I maybe do a jump bid in hearts earlier to invite? And now they go 5 hearts. and with good defense it goes down. So that wasn't so good. But we're not going to look at that where they have a bad distribution against us in their suits. Instead, we're going to take a look at where there's bad distribution against us in our trump suit. And we saw the probabilities. It doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. So we want to have some offenses we can take to prevent that from happening by the defenders. So, okay, in this case, in South, we have a 5, 3, 3, 2. But we have a good hand. Ace, 10, 9, 5 times in hearts. King, doubleton in spades. Ace, queen 3 times in diamonds. And king, queen 3 times in clubs. So that's about a 18-point hand with a ace, 10, 9, 5 times in hearts. Over to the west end, well, no hearts at all. 6, 4, 3, 0. No points, they'll pass. To north, this time they have 4, 4 in the majors. And it is king 4 times in hearts. Queen, jack 4 times in spades. Nice, working honors. King 3 times in diamonds. Primary honor is good. And a jack, doubleton, 8 in clubs. 3-card side suits I don't like to the jack. Certainly don't like doubleton. So, at any rate, it's a nice hand though. It's 3 points for hearts, another 3 for the spades, another 3 for the diamonds, that's 9, and 1 for the distribution. Even if you had a 3-card suit, with a 4-card suit, I think it's worth 1 more. Definitely a strong invitation, 3 hearts. Over in the east hand, well, they have a 4, 4, 3, 2, 11 points, 2 aces in the black suits, and a queen, jack, 4 times in the heart suit. Interesting. They're passing. Happy to just see how this develops. Well, even if we had heard 2 hearts with this 18-pointer, it's a pretty nice 18er, isn't it? Our losing trick count would have been 2 hearts, 1 spade, that's 3, 1 diamond is 4, and 1 club is 5. We probably would have even accepted with this 18-point with these values, with our partner having 2 cover cards. We have 5 losers. If our partner has 2 covers, that gets us down to 3 losers, makes 10 tricks, makes a game. Okay, well, in this case, since our partner invited with about 3 cover cards, we'll definitely go for hearts, but not beyond. So 4 hearts is the contract, and the opening lead by West, well, it would probably be a top of nothing in spades. They didn't invite slam, which means, our partner maybe has some good juice in their hand since we have nothing over here other than a jack and a 10. So lead maybe the top of nothing in spades, a side suit. And we in the South already feel uncomfortable about that suit because if we have 5 and they're leading it, then, okay, we're going to want to pull trump pretty soon. Well, they take the ace of spades and they look at the dummy. They see that they've got doubleton club and the dummy also has doubleton club, but they can maybe do some over roughing with these hearts. So if they rough in the dummy, that's good. We can over rough there. So looks like we've got 1 trick, an ace of clubs and a couple hearts. It looks like we might be able to set them. Let's see how this turns out. So we might play an ace of clubs and another, I believe, especially even though it's an unprotected ace, is that when you've got lefty is the declare, they'll probably get those tricks anyway. So, okay, ace of clubs, and unfortunately partner over in the West did not signal encouragement, but with nothing better to do and knowing partner probably doesn't have many points anyway, since we see all of them in North-South, or at least we know North does and South has pretty good hand. So we let them win it. They win with the queen. Okay, our partner didn't have the queen, and he's showing that he has the king in South, which is not a great idea. I'd play the king of clubs instead. Okay, so it's time to play hearts. Now, a lot of people will just indiscriminately say, well, okay, I've got no losers in diamonds, I've got 1 loser in spades, I got 1 loser in hearts, but what if the distribution is bad? Well, then you better take a look at those spot cards with your honors. And we're missing, in this case, we've got the 10, 9, 8 of hearts, but we're missing the queen and the jack. In this lesson, we'll take a look at different treatments of where the queen and jack might be and how that might affect our ability to make game, or when we don't have great play, how we might consider some end play strategies, as we'll see here. Okay, so we play the ace of hearts. Well, what if it's 4-0? Wouldn't you want to play a low heart maybe up to the king? At any rate, okay, ace was played, and we see a show out, so we know it's 4-0. We've got Queen Jack 4 times against us, so, well, if they're in the righty side, we might be able to do some finessing to help a little bit, but we said that we've got lost 1 loser in clubs, got 1 loser in spades. Diamond looks okay if it doesn't get roughed, but the heart suit, we could lose 2 tricks now, couldn't we? Unless, don't give up hope, there is a play we can use. Okay, so that didn't work well by starting with the ace of hearts. Maybe we can recover somehow. So we'll go ahead and play ace of diamonds, king of diamonds. Yes, they may rough, but this is our only possibility. And we can go ahead and play our king of spades. And only thing we can possibly do is hope that the diamonds were 3-3. So we'll play a diamond up to the king. Thank goodness that held. We can go ahead and play those top 2 spades now and pitch that king of clubs. Okay, that's fine. And now we can play another spade. We're going to have to rough in anyway. Play a spade, and we win it with the heart. The king queen's against us. So if we play a low heart up to the king, then they get the queen jack. But if we play a heart to the 8 or the 10 to the low, whichever, we let them win. And no matter what they come back in, the jack or the 7, they're going to finesse themselves. They are end played, right? So if they want to come up with a queen, we win with the king, and then the 8 and 9 are above the 7, or vice versa. So it turned out our first play of the hearts wasn't quite so great, was it there? When we got in a low heart to maybe the 8, actually. We'll take a look at that later. But in this case, we started with the ace, then we had to just hope for the end play, as we saw later. So we were fortunate that the diamonds did split 3-3. That's a 36% chance, by the way. And once that happened, then we were fortunately able to get this end play situation from East. So I hope you enjoyed the session here today, and as always, we enjoy you coming over to BridgeHands and your support. Have a great day playing bridge, and as always, we look forward to seeing you again. Happy trails to you. Bye now.